Keith was very young when he came to the county. Here he is lesson planning. You can see that early on he was interested in manipulatives, reality, and hands-on learning experiences for students. And actually, he was here to welcome one of our first ESL, that's what we called it back then, families. And back in those days, ESL was not always seen as a full-fledged part of the school curriculum. And it was certainly not seen as a subject that was here to stay. ESL teachers, especially new ESL teachers, had to find their place in the school. Some people taught from carts. Some people taught in supply closets. Keith actually had a class in a hallway, and he had a class in a building on the football field at Edison High School known as the Little House on the Prairie. 17 years ago, he became part of the central office staff. One of those clowns is missing a leg, and that's to keep the painting in balance. So, the red guy doesn't have a right leg, but I won't say who that represents. I will say this, though, that throughout his career, Keith has been known for bringing people, disparate people, with common goals together to work in harmony to get things done. From curriculum to staff development to textbooks to local, state, national, and international conferences. One of the things that he's also known for are his travel adventures, and I think he has some plan for his retirement. He also plans to work on his art. We used this painting by Richard Diebenkorn. It's at the Phillips collection. Keith actually chose this to represent, I guess, himself on the invitation. He said it has calm views of the ocean and skillful brush strokes, the kind of thing he's working toward in his own art. And several of you have asked who the painter was. So, interior view of the ocean, 1957, Richard Diebenkorn. That's what we hope for him in retirement. Calm views of the ocean, skillful brush strokes. And I have one last thing that I would like to wish him. Tomorrow, actually, is the last day he'll be in the office. It may be the last day that he's eating at his desk in front of a computer. From here on, hello, everybody. I think most of us know each other, but just if not, I'm Teddi, Director of ESOL Services, and we're so thrilled we're all here today to celebrate and honor Keith. You know, if we're really, really, really fortunate in this life, we get to know and care about a really, truly extraordinary person. And all of us are here to celebrate and honor one of those truly extraordinary persons. We're fortunate enough to be able to know him and care deeply about him. He's our friend and colleague, Keith Buchanan. But what makes a person truly extraordinary? Is it their caring, nurturing manner? Go tell them. Just be serious here. Is it their keen intelligence and knowledge? Is it their engaging personality? Is it their altruism, selflessness, and empathy? Is it their highly skilled professionalism? Is it their dedication and devotion to helping others? Is it their eclectic interests? Is it their humility? Or as we think about Keith, is it all those things and more? Each of us knows different facets of Keith. all share in common is that he has touched our lives in wonderful, positive ways. He's touched our lives by simultaneously wearing many hats. So what are some of those hats? Well, first of all, he wears the hats of being both a teacher and a learner. He's been a caring, nurturing teacher and mentor of hundreds of East Hall students, teachers, and staff during his 31-year tenure here in Fairfax. From the inception of the Fairfax East Hall program, when he came as an East Hall itinerant teacher going to many, many, many schools, then to becoming a fast math resource teacher in the central office, then specialist and coordinator, he's always provided individual guidance, direction, and empathy to his students and all his colleagues. He's also served students in this capacity at the university level by being an adjunct professor at George Mason University. At the same time, as a lifelong learner, he always maintains his quest for knowledge. He always stays abreast of current research and willingly shares it with his peers. Next, he wears the hats of being the consummate professional and volunteer simultaneously. Keith has not only dedicated 31 years of his career to Fairfax, but he has simultaneously dedicated countless hours of volunteerism to our international, state, and local organizations, TESOL, VESA, and WATESOL. In Fairfax, in gratitude and appreciation for his dedicated career, he was recently awarded the Fairfax Outstanding Performance Award, the ILPA Award, very deservedly so. With our state organization, VESA, he served on the executive board, and this past year co-chaired a program and developed one of the most conference programs we've ever had in the history of the state. And as a result, he was recently awarded a service award from VESA, from our state service organization. For WATESOL and TESOL, he has served on numerous committees at all levels, including chairing the International TESOL Conference in Baltimore and giving testimony on Capitol Hill on behalf of ELL students and the effects that No Child Left Behind on our students. It's difficult to envision a professional, more effective, efficient, and knowledgeable than Keith Buchanan. He wears the hats of being a counselor and an advisor. Many of the people in this room have at some time sought counsel or advice from Keith. He draws upon his vast experience and expertise to provide professional advice and mentor his colleagues. After the Lacey fire, he was a calm and supportive counselor, and he assisted staff members in the resettling and coping with that challenging transition. His caring and empathetic demeanor is comforting and soothing to all. He's a humorist and maintains a positive climate and attitude always, through thick and thin. He has a great wit, and he helps set a wonderful, positive atmosphere. I think most of you know, he and I go back a long way. We've been friends and colleagues about 20 years. We've worked together in the central office 17 years. But when I first met Keith 21 years ago, I was 8 months pregnant out here. You all know I've got college and graduated senior age kids right now.